kid. My
Ho,
final question
ho,
is, how you
ho,
feeling
ho!
up next to this?
All right. Welcome back to Just My Opinion. UFC 123 is here, is now, man. This is a stat card, yo. These are just my opinions, so we're gonna get right into it for the most part. All right. So we got a couple of matches coming up, and this is an exciting card. So let's go right into it. George Sotiropoulos versus Joe Lozon. All right, this is a lightweight fight. Joe Lozon really good with his hands, good on the ground. He mixed it up real nice. Just a nice, well-rounded fighter. He's going up against George Sotiropoulos, kind of a newcomer, but not a newcomer to the UFC, but not too much to MMA. Definitely, I think he's got a pretty solid record. I think only maybe 2 losses. And he's ready to go, man. I'm going with George Sotiropoulos. This is my prediction. George Sotiropoulos will win that fight. I think that if it goes to the ground, George Sotiropoulos is just going to control him to the ground. You saw with the Joe Stevenson fight. You saw with the Kurt Pellegrino fight. And I'm going to go with my man, George Sotiropoulos. I think he's on fire right now. And I think he's going to beat Joe Lozon. I think Joe Lozon could do well, but my prediction, George Sotiropoulos. Next fight is Phil Davis versus Tim Bosch. Oh, man, this is a crazy fight. Light heavyweight, 205ers. All right. Phil Davis, Mr. Wonderful. I believe he's undefeated, like 6-7-0, but I think he's still a little bit green. He's going against Tim Bosch, been around a little bit, has his ups and downs, but is doing pretty well. I think he's like on a 3-fight win streak or something like that, so I think he's doing pretty good. I'm going to go with Phil Davis, but I'm going to put a caveat on that. If Tim Bosch could bring that aggression that I know he has and really push the pace on Phil, I think he could beat Phil. But at the same time, Phil Davis, I think technically is better skilled. I think he's got his game together a little bit. So I'm gonna give it to Phil Davis. I think Phil Davis might pull this one out. But I don't think it's gonna be easy, especially if Tim Bosch push that pace. But I'm going with Phil Davis on that one. All right, so Phil Davis to win that one. Then we got Gerald Harris versus Macau Facao or something like that, a dude from Brazil. Now, I did a little bit of research on this dude, and I think he only got a couple losses. Look like he's kind of like more of a submission kind of dude. Got some knockouts too. But Gerald Harris is a knockout artist, man. I think he's like 20-2 with like straight knockouts, slams, and all kind of stuff. So he's definitely an explosive guy. This one is a hard one to go with, but I'm gonna stick with Gerald Harris. I think Gerald Harris is gonna pull this one out. He's got the good knuckles, definitely got a good game, and I think he's gonna pull it out. So I'm sticking with Gerald Harris. That's my prediction for that fight. Then after that, we got Matt Hughes versus BJ Penn Part 3. You feel me? This is going to be crazy. I think this is actually going to be a good fight. A lot of people, I think, are sleeping on it. But they always put on good fights. Both fights was really good. And, they both need it. BJ Penn just came off of 2 losses. So, he's really hungry right now. And then you got Matt Hughes, who's, he's trying to come back in the game. But the only thing with it is, like, Matt Hughes been really kind of fighting, kind of subpar kind of catch. You know what I'm saying? Hensel Gracie. I think Ricardo Almeida, he might have fought him. And nothing against those guys, but they kind of the old guard. You know what I'm saying? This is kind of new. And Matt Hughes is still relevant. So, I thought Matt Hughes has kind of been, kind of playing around a little bit in the fight. So he's going into a big arena with BJ Penn. BJ Penn is still dangerous. All right, I know he lost a couple times to Frankie Edgar, but he's still dangerous, man. So people better watch out. But I'm going with BJ Penn. BJ Penn, I believe, wins that fight. I believe BJ Penn is the better fighter for that one. So and he's gotten better. So I can't imagine that he'll lose. And it's 3 rounds, so cardio I don't think it'll be an issue. He's been fighting 5 rounders, so cardio won't be an issue. BJ Penn wins that fight. That's my prediction on that one. The last fight, Quentin Rampage Jackson versus Lyoto Machida. This is going to be a crazy fight. This is a really big key fight because if you remember, right now they both are kind of on that cusp of maybe getting a title shot. I don't think they called it a #1 contender shot, but I think it's very close. So this is an important match for him. It's definitely an important match for Lyoto Machida because he just came off of the loss of Shogun, okay? And he got knocked out. So will he be a little tentative? Will he, come like he normally comes? Quentin Jackson just came off a loss from Rashad, but he blamed that due to the television obligations he had, as well as the movie obligations he had. So he blames it on that, but now he looks focused. I saw Quentin, man. He looks focused. He looks like he's in shape. He looks like he's not doing all that howling and wilding out and all that stuff. He's really coming hard with it, and he looks like he's serious. So it's going to be interesting to see how this goes. But my prediction for this one is going to go with Lyoto Machida. I think that Lyoto Machida stylistically is kind of tough for Quentin. Quentin's more of a boxer, wrestler, somewhat of a brawler. Lyoto Machida is very finesse, in and out. You know what I'm saying? Kicks, punches. And the way I kind of see it is Lyoto Machida wins in 3 rounds. Unanimous decision. I think he's just going to hit him too many times and Quentin won't be able to get him. Now, with that being said, if Quentin can catch him, you know, maybe in exchange, Lyoto gets on his way out. Quentin exchanges and gets him on his way out like he did Chuck Liddell. I think it's going to be church. I think Quentin going to hit him both. Hallelujah. I'm telling you, that's what's going to end up happening. So I think that, you know, Quentin has a chance if he can catch him. But honestly and ultimately, Lyoto Machida wins that fight. I think Lyoto Machida is going to win that fight. And that's my prediction on that one. So again, as a quick recap, I got George Sotiropoulos beating Joe Lozon. I got Phil Davis beating Tim Bosch. Even though I'm kind of on that a little bit, but I'm going with Phil Davis. I'm going with Gerald Harris. He'll beat Macau Facau. And I think I messed up his name crazy. Matt Hughes versus BJ Penn. I'm going with BJ Penn. I think BJ Penn's going to put that one out. And for the main event, I'm going with Quentin Jackson, Lyoto Machida. That's just my opinion. UFC 123 is going on tonight, like in 7 hours, all right? Make sure you post your comments right down there at the bottom of the screen. I know you see the screen. Make sure you post the comments on the bottom of the screen. Tell me what you think. Do you think BJ Penn's going to win, or do you think he's going to lose again? Do you think Quentin Jackson's going to pull off the upset? Do you think George Sotiropoulos is just an up and coming and he's just going to go out? Maybe he's yesterday's news. Who knows? But make sure you post your opinion. Make sure you put your comment down there. Check me out for the UFC 123 post results. And I got some more videos coming. I know I've been away for a little while, but I'm coming back. I'm going to have more topics. If you got something that you want to, talk about, or something you want my opinion on, ladies, if you're out there, you want to know some advice on something, men, if you're out there, want to know your advice on something, boom, hit me up. All right? Let's do it. Just my opinion. Peace. Rose.